Hey, guys and girls. I hope you had the best Easter. We hope and pray that you had an Easter that is filled with love and that was filled with family. Whether you were dressed up, dressed down, we hope that you got to praise Jesus and the fact that He is alive. We are so thankful that He is alive in you and in me and that we can celebrate His resurrection. And while we know that things have kind of been crazy lately with us being home, and then this week was just kind of maybe a lot with some of you starting school back. I know some of you younger ones probably just kept playing, but you're maybe not in your preschools, and older kids, you're having to get back to doing schoolwork and getting on e-learning and figuring all that out, and sometimes all that can just feel so overwhelming. And then last night we had that storm, so I just felt like I wanted to hop on today and say, aren't we so thankful that we have a risen Christ, that we have our hope in, who loves us, who redeemed us, and that we can live in the fact that He triumphed over death. He beat death for you and for me. And how exciting that is to know that He lives in you and me. And while this week we're going to go back to the Old Testament and back to the lessons we were in with the Israelites and Joshua, and that's kind of where we're going to go back to. But just to know that while we were studying the tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant, and then to move into Jesus' death and resurrection, that after He died and the veil was torn, we get to be in oneness with Him. And now we don't have to have all these barriers to meet with God, because He's in you and He's in me when we've asked Him to live in our hearts. And just that there's no barrier anymore. Jesus died so that we had a way to be with God. And I'm so thankful for that hope and that joy, just to know that He's in us and He's with us, and to live in light of His resurrection. His death was but a day, but now we get to live in the hope and the resurrection that He had, and that's forever. We have that hope forever. So I hope that you get to enjoy that. I hope you live in that. And y'all, we have one more devotional today from Gospel Project where it shows Jesus going back and talking to the disciples and saying, hey, now I've given you this message to give to other people so you can be on mission. And while I've been here, now it's your turn to take this message to people until I come again. So I hope that we can wrap up Easter week in such a positive, joyful way, to know that Jesus is now in you and me, and He's given us that mission to go. So if you have not this morning or today, why don't you go to the Holy Week materials to Monday for April 13th and go to the Gospel Project video and questions. In fact, I've talked to a couple of parents who've already had such great discussion on that. So I hope that we can remember, in light of all this hard and scary and the fact that He is alive, y'all, and it is a joyous moment, and He gives us that hope. And I just felt like coming on here today to say, let's live in that hope. Let's live in that joy, because He lives. He's alive and well. So I also hope, guys, that as we approach this week and the weeks prior, the bracelets that you got, I hope that you loved being egged by us with the bracelets that say, Jesus loves me. And I hope that you'll wear those and remember that He loves you, and look for Him every single day, whether it's in nature, with your siblings at home. Maybe y'all are doing sweet things for each other. Maybe you're helping your mom with chores, or maybe you're making something for somebody, or maybe you're serving and doing things for other people. So y'all, I just pray that while you wear those bracelets, kind of journal what you're doing. Write it down. Little kids, maybe just draw things, ways that you see God. And y'all, I pray that we'll continue to live on mission. And each week as we give you that challenge, that you'll want to do that. I know Julia already said today for what this week is, but for the next 2 weeks, we're going to collect cards for Christian Service Mission, and put notes in boxes of food and supplies that they're getting, that because they're needy and cannot get that on their own, for people that are less fortunate than we are. So thank y'all for what you're doing. Thank you for living in light of eternity, and thank you for remembering the hope that Jesus Christ gave us when He died and rose again. So let's live in that joy this week. Let's live in that hope. When you start to feel down or sad or scared or what's going on, look at your bracelet, look up to God, remember that He's here, and He wants us to spread that to everyone. So I love you guys and miss you, and I hope that you have an awesome week.